Oh, hey, hi. It's time for another Gracin. A Gracin is a little scoop on God's grace. It's a short devotional that I've written, and this is Gracin number 51, entitled Entangled. Hey, I've been working outside all day, and for the last hour I've been working on this flower bed. You know, it's amazing how things grow and get overgrown. You got to trim it all back and do some weeding and do some shaping and pruning. You know, one of the things I was busy doing was I was busy cutting back blackberry bushes. Those guys are crazy. You think you just got them under control, you've cut them back, and before you know it, they come back with a vengeance. These guys were so big, they were growing up on the tree branches, they were entangling themselves around other bushes, and so I just cleared out a whole whack of them. And now the bushes that were underneath the blackberries, well, now they're exposed to the sunlight, they're going to be able to grow and prosper and look really good. You know what? Those blackberry bushes, they remind me of religious activity that Christians think they have to get involved in. You know, for too many years I thought that the Christian life was doing for God, when in reality it was simply resting in what God has done for me. You know, I grew up in a pastor's family, so I came to know Christ at a young age. Thankful for my parents, my siblings. But when I was 18 years old, I was out the door traveling full-time ministry, and I was knocking myself out for Jesus with all good intentions. You know, I thought that Christianity was me proving how much I loved God every day and showing how committed I was as a servant. But you know what? Jesus doesn't call you servant, he calls you friend. And he didn't call you to religion, but he called you to experience and enjoy his life within you. You know, there were two sisters in the New Testament, Mary and Martha. Jesus comes over to their place, and Mary, well, she's into relating with Jesus, so she sits down at Jesus' feet and she's in on all the conversation that's going on. But Martha, well, she thought she had to serve Jesus, and so she was so busy, and then she got a little ticked off at her sister, and she went to Jesus and said, "Will you tell my sister to help me?" And Jesus' reply was, "Martha, Martha, you worry about way too much." You know, when people come to Jesus, they don't come to a program that they enlist in, where they start to do a bunch of do's and don'ts, and they have to carry out certain activities and stay away from certain things. That's not what Christianity is all about. Christianity is life in Jesus. And when you experience that life in Jesus, you get to do things. And when you experience who you really are in Christ, things just kind of fall off that don't even belong to you anymore. You do these things, you say these things, and you say, you know what? That's not even me. Doesn't even make sense. So you know what? Like these blackberry bushes, I took a break. After years of knocking myself out, I took a sabbatical and I stopped doing for God and I started enjoying God. And man, what a difference. Now don't get me wrong, it's not that I'm not doing anything. I'm very active. But I'm not doing those things to try and prove myself to God and earn brownie points with God. No, I do that because of the life of Christ in me. And it's just a joy to be able to be active with God and touching other people's lives. You know, think about yourself. Do you need a little pruning of those blackberry bushes? All that religious activity you think you have to do? God's not asking you to do it. You know what? Get to know the life of Jesus within you. And then you'll have the joy of being active and getting to do all kinds of amazing things. Life in Jesus is an adventure. Yeah, it is. Wait a minute. It is. Wait. It's an adventure.